EDP 445 has made an apology video about the actions he took on, I don't know what the date was. He said it in the video, but it was like 2 years ago. I think it was 2021, I believe. And there was like a bunch of updates since. So basically, if you don't know, EDP 445, or as he was formerly called, Eat That Pussy 445, that's what EDP stands for, he was in trouble because he was, well, he's a pedophile. Let's just put it straightforward. He's a pedophile. He's a pedophile. He texted underage girls. And basically what happened was there was a sting operation on him 2 years ago in 2021 where these amateur predator catchers caught him. But what kind of sucked about the whole situation is that they caught him, but they couldn't do anything to get law enforcement involved. They weren't involved, which for something like this you should. But what kind of sucked is that the predator catchers that got EDP were actually not very good people themselves. Apparently the guy who caught EDP was apparently very, very racist. He's made terrible racist remarks. He would call the Black Lives Matter hotline and say racial slurs and stuff like that. Like, that's bad. It sucks because that guy is also an equal piece of shit, but EDP, you know, he got set free and stuff. I mean, I don't know if he is going to jail or not, but I want to say about a year later, he came back on really random websites because his whole YouTube channel got deleted. All his social medias got deleted. And it wasn't by his will. It was just by the social media. It kept taking him down. And he became popular on these random ass websites I've never heard of. He would go live and stuff, and people would continuously harass him, which is good. I'm glad they did. They harassed him, told him, hey, get off this platform, you're a freaking pedophile. He deserves to go to prison. He deserves to go to prison for what he's done. And what he sent explicit photos to the decoy. The predator catchers made a decoy of like a 14-year-old girl or something. And they pretended to be this girl, and EDP even said in the text messages like 2 years ago, he's like, oh yeah, you know, I don't want to go to jail or anything. But he still continued to talk to her. He could have just stopped it there. Even saying that out loud that sounds terrible still. Even saying like, oh, I might go to prison. Like, I think maybe you should just not be texting a minor that's 14 years old. That's terrible. And he sent her pictures of his genitals, which is just perfect. That he should definitely go to jail for that, at least. And also, he, for some reason, sent her a picture of his poop. He sent the minor, or the decoy minor, but it could have been a real one. He sent a picture of his poop after he said he ate like a bunch of Taco Bell or something. It was gross, I'll just tell you that. And he made this statement where he claims that it was all a setup. He claims the predator catcher guy sent him an email saying, hey, I want to do a fake video and you'll be an actor acting like a pedophile. It was terrible. It was the worst attempt at trying to prove that he was innocent ever, and it was just a straight up lie. So it makes this apology video even worse because he's literally admitting that that video was also wrong. He used an AI voice as like an interviewee in the video of him claiming his innocence, which was like, I don't know if that was a year ago or a few months ago. He used an AI chatbot voice to talk to him as if it was like an interviewee. Like, it was terrible. It was a terrible attempt. I think I can find a clip right here.
Next year or so, you put kind of two and two together and everything aligned to this actually being an opportunity for you.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so Chet emails you and tells you to meet him at the apartment complex? I'm sorry, maybe I'm not understanding.
Well, again, you know, the original meetup spot.
But it was just so stupid. It was so stupid. And he made these fake email things where it was like an email that was supposedly sent by the predator catcher guy, but it was terribly photoshopped. You could easily tell that he did that himself. It was awful. And basically that was thrown out the door. He was definitely not innocent. No one thought that was real. He didn't trick anybody, pretty much. But now that brings us to yesterday. Yesterday, the EDP 445 official apology video was released on YouTube. Not by him. I think he released it on some sort of social media and someone posted it on YouTube because it was on the EDP archive. While it's still better than the apology video of the lady just playing the guitar and singing about how she's not a pedophile, it's still not that good of an apology video. So I don't want to show any of the actual clips of the apology video. It's just him talking to his camera. But this guy's such a piece of shit that I just don't even bother like even showing you guys. So I'll just explain pretty much what he says. So in EDP's apology video, he talks about how it was really hard for his family to like, you know, come to senses with his problems. Or he keeps calling them problems in the video, but it shouldn't really be that hard to not diddle children. Like, what the hell is actually wrong with EDP? He's claiming like he has a mental illness that he needs to get rid of and needs to see therapy and get the right help. I agree that he needs to get help, but it shouldn't be this hard to resist the urge of diddling children. What the hell is wrong with this guy? And in the video, I swear to God, he says, you know, I'm just asking for a second chance. Bitch, you diddled children. You texted underage girls, and I'm pretty sure he even said all the way back 2 years ago in the original Predator catching video, he said he's done this multiple times. He said he's texted girls before that are underage. It's awful. It's awful. It's just terrible. He goes on this whole sob story and he repeats himself multiple times just saying like, I wish I would get a second chance. I hope you guys can give me a second chance, and that his family members are, you know, they're trying to cope with everything that's going on. He says his family members are receiving death threats and stuff. Guys, if you ever, don't do that. Don't send death threats to, don't even send death threats to him. That's just not right. That's not morally right. You shouldn't never send death threats to anyone. You shouldn't do that shit. I understand he's a piece of shit and he deserves nothing, but what he deserves is a jail cell. So that's all he deserves. You know, the law at his face. But don't ever send death threats to like his family or anything. That's not their fault. Like, it's just awful. Don't do that. The whole EDP situation has been terrible. It's been handled terrible from the start. It was handled by amateur predator catchers, and EDP himself has messed up several times to clear his innocence, and now is full on admitting that he is a pedophile and stuff. And he also claims that he has like lawyers and stuff, and his lawyers said not to say certain things, but why did the lawyers allow him to just straight up lie to the public about not being an actual predator? Like he did in that video where he, like I said earlier, he had a AI chatbot talking to him as if the guy was interviewing him. And he was saying that, yeah, it was all a hoax. You know, I was just trying to clear my innocence. That is stupid. This is terrible. This whole thing is terrible. I hope EDP gets what he deserves. And yeah, that's all I have to say.